Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I welcome you again with another new video lecture on stars and solar system. In this video, we will be learning some other members of the solar system. So, the solar system does not only consist of the 8 planets, but there are also other members of the solar system. These members are asteroids, comets, constellations, etc. Okay. And meteors, meteorites, artificial satellites. Okay, so let's study about it one by one. First is asteroid. What is asteroid? So as you can see here, there is a large gap in between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. This is the Jupiter and this is Mars, and here it is the wider gap between Jupiter and between Mars. And in this gap between these two orbits, there are these types of objects. As you can see here, these types of objects, they are called asteroids. Okay, they are small objects, and they are revolving around the sun, so they are called asteroids. Asteroid can only be seen through large telescopes. So because they are very small as compared to the planets, so they can only be seen through the telescope. They are not visible with the naked eye. Okay. And then is the comets. Comets are also large members of our solar system. They revolve around the sun in highly elliptical orbits. However, their period of revolution around the sun is usually very long. A comet appears generally as a bright head with a long tail. The length of the tail grows in size as it approaches the sun. The tail of the comet is always directed away from the sun. As you can see here in this figure, this is a comet. This is a comet. The comet's tail is always away from the sun, as you can see here, and its orbit is like elliptical one. Okay, and do you know what ellipse is? I will show you the ellipse. This is a comet, and ellipse is like this. For example, this is the sun, and ellipse is like this path. Okay, this is ellipse. This is its path is not like the ordinary path of these planets. So it is its orbiting path is an elliptical shape. And its tail, it has also got a tail. For example, this is the tail, and its tail is always directed away from the sun. As you can see here, the motion of this comet, and when it reaches the sun, its tail is directed away from the sun. This is directed away from the sun. When it reaches here, its tail is directed away from the sun, and its tail is directed away from the sun, and so on. Okay. So it has a bright tail. It's like a bright tail. Many comets are known to appear periodically. One such comet is Halley's comet, which appears after nearly every 76 years. And it was last seen in 1986. So the comet is not every night present in the sky, but it can appear occasionally, nearly every 76 years. Okay, so so this is very rare as far as its observation is concerned. Lastly, it was seen in 1986. It was seen in 1986. So from 1986, it would be seen after 76 years. And another objects which revolve around the sun are meteors and meteorites. So let's study about meteors and meteorites. At night, when sky is clear and the moon is not there, you may sometimes see bright streak of light in the sky. For example, as you can see here in figure 17.2, sorry, there, this one, okay, streak of light. So this is what? This is a meteor. This is a meteor. Although they are not stars, they are commonly known as shooting stars. You may have seen that the shooting star, which appears in the sky sometimes. So actually, they are not stars; they are meteors. Okay, and they occasionally enter the Earth's atmosphere, and at that time, it has a very high speed. How does it? How it brights? The friction due to the atmosphere heats it up. Therefore, it glows and evaporates quickly. That's why the bright streak lasts for a very short time. So the friction which is present in the atmosphere heats it up. So it glows and it evaporates very quickly. So therefore, its time is survival time is very short. Therefore, it therefore it disappears very quickly within a short interval of time. So it is visible for 2 or 3 seconds or for 1 second. Okay? Some meteors are large, and so they can reach the Earth before they evaporate completely. But there are other meteors which are large, and they can reach the Earth's surface also. So the body that reaches the Earth is called a meteorite. Okay, meteorite. So that's called a meteorite, and they are these meteorites are commonly used in the scientific investigation, and they are using in investigating for the scientific investigation how this universe or how the solar system was made up of. And there are also artificial satellites which human beings launch into the orbits of different planets. So you may have heard that there are a number of artificial satellites which are orbiting the Earth. You might wonder how artificial satellites are different from natural satellites. Artificial satellites are man-made. They are launched from the Earth. They revolve around the Earth much closer than Earth's natural satellite. Okay, so these artificial satellites are man-made satellites. They are not like natural satellites, and they are very small as compared to the natural satellite. Okay, and they revolve around the Earth much closer than Earth's natural satellite. For example, Earth has a moon. It has got its own orbit, and it rotates around that orbit. But the natural satellite, which rotates around the Earth, is closer to the Earth. Okay, that's closer to the Earth. So these satellites also rotate around the Earth, that are very close to the Earth. India has built and launched several artificial satellites. Aryabhatta was the first Indian satellite. Some other Indian satellites are INSAT, IRS, Kalpana first, EDUSAT, EduSat, okay, etc. So they are all artificial satellites. The Aryabhata was the first Indian satellite to be launched, and some other satellites like INSAT, IRS, Kalpana, first EduSat, etc. are other natural satellites, these artificial satellites of India. And what is the purpose of these artificial satellites? They are using for the forecasting weather, okay, for predicting the weather forecasting, and transmitting television and radio signals. Okay, they are also used for telecommunication and remote sensing. These are artificial satellites. Okay, these are artificial satellites of India. As you can see here, they are the artificial satellites of India. Now I will show you here the live visuals of this solar system and other objects which revolve around the Earth, around the Sun. And this is our solar system. Actually, this is our galaxy. Okay, and in our galaxy there is our solar system. So you can see here the paths of different planets. This is Mercury here, this is Venus, this is Earth, and so on, and this is Mars, and similarly here. So as you can see here, the elliptical paths, these elliptical paths, okay, this elliptical path, this elliptical path, and this elliptical path, they are the paths of comet. As you can see here, in the last there is a bright object, okay, and this object is comet. This object is comet, and this one is comet. As you can see here, in the last, this is comet, and here it is comet. Okay, so these are comets, and they orbit in the elliptical path. And these are asteroids. As you can see here, they are asteroids. These small objects which are around the Sun. These are asteroids. Okay. As you can see, that these are asteroids which are revolving around the Sun. These are asteroids. Okay. They are smaller objects, so they cannot be seen through naked eye. And these are constellations. Okay, this shape is a constellation, and this one is a constellation. This is a constellation. This is a constellation, and these shapes, as you can see here, are different shapes which we can form. Virtual shapes. Okay, so these shapes are constellations. They are constellations. We have studied about constellation in the earlier lecture, and this is how our galaxy looks like. Okay, this is how our galaxy, Milky Way, looks like. And when I open it up, okay, and its center is the Sun. Okay, its center is Sun. So when I open it up, I will get here, and this Milky Way, our galaxy, is very large. Okay, there are trillions and billions of stars in this Milky Way, in the galaxy.